And Jono, cast your eye over the Saints.
Yeah, Derm, no change. Very settled at the moment. Fantastic last week. They've dominated the Dockers recently. They've won their last 8 consecutive matches against the Dockers. The Saints players, they'll be fired up, obviously, with Ross Lyon, just so the players can show them what he left behind. Certainly, Nick Riewold's last 2 weeks have been outstanding, I think. He's starting to really enjoy his footy. He's got that excitement back, and he seems a lot more relaxed, and I think a lot of the other players are certainly riding on the back of that as well and starting to enjoy their footy because their skipper's out there having a bit of fun. Lenny Hayes back to his best as well. That tackle last week on Eastern Wood was fantastic, but the best part about it was every player on the ground getting to Lenny Hayes, and that spirit and that energy that all players love was back.
Little things like that, when they happen, they're symptomatic of a team which really wants to be out there. So I thought that was a great sign for them, Parko.
Agreed.
Let's have a look at the Fremantle team. You were going to run your thumb over them.
A couple of changes, Dermot. I think they're significant. They will love having Valentine back and young Neil in. Bradley out and Mellington are 2 forwards, as it's turned out to be. They're just not this mob marking the ball often enough when they get in the front half. And it's interesting that the bloke who's taken the 2 contested marks, which is the most for the year, is Bradley, and he's been actually dropped. So none of the tools down there are taking marks in contest situation at all. When you compare that with Podsy Adderley, who's on 10 and Cloak on 9 at this stage, it's a huge advantage if you can do that. One of the reasons they're not scoring. They've been tougher in the contest. I'd have to say it's a bit of Ross Lyon coming out there. They're tackling hard, particularly when they're inside 50. And Matt De Boer is the leading player in the competition at the moment in applying tackles in their front half. I was interested in Sandilands. I've watched him all the way through. He's now on 140 hit-outs, which is 90 more than the next ruckman, which is young Ryder. But the sad thing for Freo in that situation is that they're only getting 21% advantage from that enormous number of hits that they're getting, you think, in there. Fascinating, this game. We'll probably talk a bit about to watch what Ross will do in reverse.
Who will he go for?
Well, I think this is really interesting. Goddard would be the one I'd be thinking about.
The users are the beautiful users of the footy. Goddard, Del Santo, Fisher's constructive work off there. There's 3. You can't go for all 3. You can't sweat on all 3, or can you? Ross?
No, I don't think he got the personnel to do it. I think you're right, but I reckon I'll go for 2.
Who?
I reckon Fisher is one that he'll try and control because I know he does it.
Agreed.
And Goddard is the one that I think, when we've been able to find a bloke athletic and concentrates well enough, can actually reduce his effectiveness. They're the 2 that I would be predicting.
He gets behind the ball. A lot of their scoring change start from Fisher and Goddard getting back and loose behind the ball and going forward. So they're the 2 I think you need to stop first. Del Santo's the 3rd if you can afford to do it.
Yeah. The beauty is that Ross will know who's taggable. He'll know which blokes can't deal with the tag, and he'll work those guys over. That's just how it is. I'm interested to see what the reception, I guess, is going to get. Parker, you've been there. You've been there, done that. I mean, what's the reception?
I can remember. I got.
So when you left Carlton, you went to Fitzroy?
No, let's get it right. I was appointed on the Monday and sacked on the Thursday, so I went out the door.
Lucky day.
And the only job left was the Fitzroy job, which, of course, Robert Walls, who's now coaching my team. And about round 2, and might have been round 3, we went to Carlton. I had to walk across the ground to the coach's box. Donuts I got. I got nothing.
What, not even a boo?
No booze, no tea. No, just totally ignored the fact that I've been there for
None of the Mark Harvey applause?
Nothing at all. Got into the box, I thought, this is a real good day. They bounced the ball. Wayne Johnson came off the square and he took a little bloke called Jimmy Wind.
Yeah, tiny little Jimmy Wind.
Little Jimmy. Took him out.
Never shaved.
At the 4-second mark of the first. Good, that's him.
Yeah.
Carted him off on a stretcher. I was absolutely ropeable. And I sent my runner out to get, would you believe, Ross Lyon. And Ross Lyon was a bit like you, Dan. He was pretty good at getting them off the square. And I sooled Ross. I said, make sure that Wayne Johnson comes off in a bag. And he had 3 goes. He tipped him over 3 times. But Jono, as you know, Jono just kept getting up. And I relaxed and the phone rang in the box. My runner rang me. He's not supposed to ring that bloke. Messages only go down.
Two-way phone.
And my runner said to me, message from Wayne Johnson. I said, oh, what did John have to say? He said, tell Park and he's going to have to do a lot better than that to get me, the prick.
All right, let's go around the board. Who are you going for, Piggers?
Look, I'm going to go for St Kilda, just purely on their record, but I like the 2 inclusions. I like young Neil for Fremantle, and also
not a bad
good to see Valentine back as well, but I think the Saints at home.
Neil's a Glenelg boy too.
Yeah, he's a very similar type player to Valentine, actually. Very clever around goals.
I'm with you, only just. They're not going to be able to make it. Just St Kilda.
Yep.
Yeah, I've got the Dockers. Then just need to start. St Kilda had 11 goal kickers last week. Scotty Waters would be happy with that. But Freo just a little bit stronger around the ground.
That passion last week, I reckon that might carry them over the line. It'd be really interesting to see Ross Lyon come back, though, and what he will do to his sense, attempt to do to his old team the same.